State Street has always been the place where history, people, and events defined Santa Barbara. The first gathering was around the Presidio, with adobes built for housing and early commerce. The town council hired Salisbury Haley in 1851 to survey for a new town, with the first 52 business licenses, including more than 30 liquor stores, 10 general merchandise stores, and 1 puppeteer. When Stearns Wharf opened in 1872, ships brought lumber, goods, and passengers, and the downtown began transforming from old adobes to turn-of-the-century Victorian. As the town grew, new buildings began to fill the mostly open land between the Pacific Ocean and the edge of adobe Santa Barbara. 3-story buildings rose on nearly every corner. A steady stream of hotels, banks, stables, saloons, and stores were added to the mix. Following the California gold rush, a building boom hit in the 1870s, centered along State Street between Haley and Ortega. When the Southern Pacific Railroad was completed in 1903, downtown Santa Barbara had high aspirations and a bustling Victorian-era environment. Santa Barbara was finally connected to LA, San Francisco, and beyond, ending the community's isolation and securing its future as a major resort destination. Between 1912 and the 1920s, before Hollywood existed, Santa Barbara was also the center of the silent film industry. Flying A Studios first operated on De La Guerra Street before building their own film lot on the Riviera. Images from Santa Barbara were seen around the world as the popularity of the movie industry swept the nation, reinforcing our reputation as the American Riviera. At the same time, several Santa Barbara leaders, led by Pearl Chase, were talking about a new vision for the city, with the idea of a totally new environment reflecting our Spanish heritage. Little did they know that their vision would soon be realized due to one of Santa Barbara's greatest natural disasters, the 1925 earthquake. This was a defining moment for downtown Santa Barbara, because what the earthquake leveled into rubble would now be rebuilt in the Spanish style, with its unique Mediterranean charm and form, setting Santa Barbara apart from any other place. This new vision carried Santa Barbara through the Great Depression and war years, although times were tough for many, and Santa Barbara was no exception. Travel was restricted and hotels were empty except for occasional sailors and soldiers. The downtown holiday parade and Christmas tree displays had to be canceled 3 years in a row during World War II due to lights-out orders from the U.S. military. By 1945, the post-war prosperity and festivities began again, and within several years, police were brought in to help protect Santa Claus from the crowds during the holiday parade. Summers were popular for locals and visitors alike, and the first stoplight on State Street was installed in 1948 in an effort to manage the summer traffic jams. Since more and more cars were on the road, new problems emerged, such as congestion and parking problems. During the 1950s and 1960s, the Crosstown Freeway was completed, and the city limits expanded to the north. With that came strip malls along the outer State Street corridor, and in 1967, La Cumbre Plaza opened as the first regional shopping mall. By the 1960s, downtown Santa Barbara was seen as blighted and in trouble.
Downtowns all over the country were dying. They had all malls were being built outside the city, and people were going out to the malls.
In the face of these challenges, the downtown business owners came together in 1967 to form the Downtown Organization of Santa Barbara, Inc., or as it's been known ever since, the DO. One of its first actions as an organization was to advocate for a major streetscape vision that would transform the district and set the table to attract investment and customers back to downtown. A renowned architect, Robert Engel Hoyt, designed a 6-block section of State Street as a pedestrian-oriented plaza with wider sidewalks, removal of street parking, paseos, and new graceful landscaping. The State Street Flag Project was launched, providing colorful pageantry to further reinforce State Street as the center of the community.
The one thing that I've really been impressed with about downtown Santa Barbara is how the community is so resilient. The city and the downtown organization always working together, always find a way to bring the city back. And it's always better.
In the early 1970s, the downtown organization then convinced the downtown stakeholders to agree to assess themselves in order to create a stable budget for downtown marketing and promotion. Santa Barbara's first downtown business improvement district formed in 1975, and then a year later, the Old Town Business Improvement District was created for the same purpose. In support, City Council leaders recognized the value of a strong downtown and created the Santa Barbara Redevelopment Agency, which operated from 1972 until 2012.
One of the main goals here was to solidify retailing downtown. We did that by establishing the Paseo Nuevo Mall, which has brought major department stores and kept them downtown. We extended the pedestrian mall from Ortega Street down to the freeway, and we added over 1,000 parking spaces in 4 parking lots downtown while I was there.
This new agency fueled strategic reinvestment in major projects, including the downtown parking lots and garages in the 1970s, the construction of Paseo Nuevo as a public-private partnership in the 1980s.
It was an idea that actually had far more support than I would have ever imagined. And in fact, as the businesses got on board, and the restaurateurs got on board, and the arts advocates got on board, we saw the creation in the mid to late 80s of the cultural district as we know it today. It really stretches from De La Guerra to the Arlington, and it includes Paseo Nuevo. So when Paseo Nuevo was created, for example, we made sure that the center of it was an arts corridor, including movie theaters, art galleries, and the Center Stage Theater. And everywhere up the street, you see signs on the buildings that tell about the history of that block. Downtown at night is as vibrant as it is during the day. And the downtown organization, probably from the mid-'80s to the mid-'90s, was right at the center of that conversation.
By the late 1980s, the improvements to the plaza, or State Street, were in need of regular maintenance and care. So the downtown organization started providing services that to this day remain the foundation of our unique public-private partnership with the city of Santa Barbara. We wake up daily with a focus on keeping State Street clean and vibrant, and have for over 34 years.
So what I've seen with the downtown organization over the 19 years that I've been here is that there is a collective desire from people to make this the best place that we can make it.
The downtown organization launched events, promotions, decor plans, and more to benefit the downtown businesses. They took over the production of the annual Downtown Santa Barbara Holiday Parade, which was started in the 1930s by the downtown merchants, even before the downtown organization existed. Over time, downtown Santa Barbara has created and supported numerous signature events that have stood the test of time, creating a culture for the arts to thrive and contribute to the vitality and our strong sense of community.
One of the really exciting things of being involved with the Arts Commission was a lot of the work we were able to do connected to the Redevelopment Agency and some of the great improvements to cultural arts venues downtown. It was a huge improvement.
From its vibrant theater district to the emerging waterfront area to its fabulous restaurants and one-of-a-kind local retailers to the discoveries down every paseo, downtown Santa Barbara inspires and welcomes visitors and residents alike. It offers a dynamic mix of uses and activities. Today, this ever-changing place attracts technology and startup businesses, new urban residents and locally sourced and produced goods, all appealing to a changing consumer base. It will need to remain competitive and attractive to ensure our future as a vibrant business district. Downtown Santa Barbara is at an important crossroads with a legacy of success, opportunities, and challenges ahead.
The downtown organization plays a crucial role in what it is we love the most about Santa Barbara.
And the downtown organization is like the magnet that draws people into Santa Barbara.
The downtown organization is the caretaker. It is the advocate.
Visionary, collaborative.
Family, community builders.
The convener, the problem solver.
We care about downtown Santa Barbara.
It is the voice of the people downtown.
The downtown organization is the downtown.
I love downtown Santa Barbara.
Strong leadership will be needed to steer the helm, and many more people can get involved. With significant new investments and attractions anchoring our downtown's entrance on Lower State Street, connectivity will be the key. New infill development and new uses will continue to transform our urban neighborhoods.
I see the future adapting as so many cities are, as people experience cities in different ways.
As long as we stay focused on staying ahead of that curve in the future, downtown will continue to be the heart and soul of this region.
The future is always bright.
Downtown will always retain its iconic and classic characteristics. But as we look to the future, it will need to meet the needs of our visitors and our residents alike.
It's going to continue to be very innovative.
It is business-oriented and people-oriented. And I think that downtown organization sees that clearly.
I think it's one of the greatest cities on earth and will continue to become more and more so. And I think it only gets better from here.
Downtown's future remains as bright as its past, in part due to its amazing location, its storied history, and the strong leadership inherent in the public-private partnership between the city of Santa Barbara and downtown Santa Barbara. Here's to supporting and caring about downtown Santa Barbara's next 50 years together.